I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, which is about 35 miles east of here, but I was born in Ahoskie, North Carolina, which is in the northeastern part of the state. Both of my parents were from there, and I always consider myself as being born there because I'm very proud of what that represents. But I never lived there other than in the summers when I'd go stay with my grandparents. Everyone in that area grew up on a farm, worked very hard to get off the farm, and I was able to take advantage of and benefit from those experiences that they had. I never, other than the summers, had to actually work on the farm, and even when I did work, my grandfather didn't consider me working. It was more for me playing, but I certainly appreciate everything that my parents did to enable me to have the opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of. My hometown, Greensboro, pretty much like any other medium-sized town in the southeast. Grew up in a typical neighborhood, middle class background, lots of activities we were involved in. Small town atmosphere in a big city, so you know a lot of people. There are activities to do. If you want to go to a play, you can go to a play. There'll only be one play you can go to. If you want to go to a jazz club, you can go to a jazz club. There'll only be one jazz club you can go to. So it was the best of both worlds. You know, we thought it was big enough for us, and we didn't need the other things that larger cities perhaps had because we had a sense of community in each other. This is a high school yearbook from, I think, 1975. That's my senior photo there. I was in Greensboro my entire life until I went to college, and loved going to school at University of North Carolina. When I graduated from college, I was working as a lifeguard until Labor Day and the pool closed, and then I didn't have a job anymore. I was reading the paper and saw an ad for the military, and went and talked to the naval recruiter, and 3 months later I was in Pensacola at Aviation Officers Candidate School, and ended up a total of 26 years in the Navy. After that I did 8 active duty, and then I did 18 in the reserves, and got my master's degree and PhD degree, and then the opportunity came open at Wake Forest, and I've been here ever since. I'm the Associate Dean of the Master of Arts in Management program. I'm the first African American tenured professor at the graduate schools of business. There was a professor named Eddie Easley who was here before me, but he was at what used to be a separate undergraduate school of business. And I remember when I first got here and met Eddie, he was so proud to see someone following in his footsteps, and he gave me all of his books because he was at the point then that he was retiring, and I still have them and look forward to passing them on someday to someone who comes after me. I've seen a lot of changes over time. Growing up in North Carolina in the 60s, we had segregated schools, and I went to a segregated school until I was in the 5th grade, and coming to realize over time that we have more in common and more things that are alike than different, and respecting and appreciating those differences is the key. And when I've taken time to get to know people, and for them having the opportunity to get to know me, we could accomplish so many more things than we do now, because we put up these artificial differences. So I think we need to think about that a little bit more and see what common ground we have, because there are more things that unite us than divide us if we just take the time to look for it.